Hi, welcome to the series where I build the same houses in The Sims 2, 3, and 4. This video will focus on building the first couple rooms of this colonial inspired brick home. I usually start out with a floor plan so I can keep it consistent across multiple builds. I do a 1-to-1 ratio on squares of graph paper to squares in-game, and the layout of this house changed a little bit as we went along, but it's all part of the process. First, we start out by laying out the shell of the house. I wanted this house to be spacious and have a symmetrical feel to it. Usually I do smaller builds and try not to waste any space, but I wanted a lot of room in this house to add display tables and other features. Out the back, we have a little solarium with a glass roof to get a classic sitting room. Next, I wanted to elevate the ceilings to really give the whole house a spacious feel, but this caused a few problems when I tried to elevate it off the ground with a basement. It dragged the terrain up all the way around the house, so I covered it with bushes, and I put up with this because I really wanted the elevated porch and the stairs up to the house. As I do with everything, I toyed around with this a lot. I wanted to have a nice deep porch with a second level on top. It took a lot of finagling, but I got it to mostly work in the end. My toxic trait is that I cycle through every color and then settle on the original color that I wanted in the first place. After the porch was finished, we added some tall windows to accentuate the high ceilings. I added 3 individual ones because I wanted them to match the ones on the porch, and then ended up doing a different window entirely. Now we add windows for the solarium. I wanted floor-to-ceiling windows for as much light as possible and to make it feel like a real greenhouse. Then we moved on to the stairs. I messed with these stairs a lot, but this is what I settled on eventually. I wanted to have the stairs go up the sides and then wrap around and come up top, but that didn't work for this house, so I settled on the straight stairs. After getting frustrated with the stairs, I went and built a fish tank in the basement. If you're interested in how I did it, I've got a tutorial on my channel. After that, we started on the living room. While the outside of the house has a classic feel, I wanted the inside to feel more modern. I added a nice big TV and a fireplace that I felt fit the room the best. I like to mix and match types of chairs in my builds, particularly in the living room, so I went for a couple of sofas and some armchairs for this big room. I wanted to keep that light wood and blue-green color palette, so I chose the coffee table and side tables accordingly. I love putting plants into my builds, so I added a couple on either side of the window. I changed my mind on the curtains about 20 times before arriving at the time-honored beige. Once the mother-in-law approved curtains were hung, it was time to do the cabinetry on the walls. I love doing this because it allows you to add organized clutter and it makes the house feel more lived in. Basically, all you have to do is choose a base cabinet and then add shelves at whatever heights you want to give the illusion of built-in shelves and cabinetry. Once the shelves were put in, it's time to add clutter. Add in a couple lamps for good measure, and then spruce up the fireplace. Making the back wall out of stone sort of helps the built-in feel as well as visually separates the fireplace from the rest of the room. Next, I wanted to fill the space in the corner, so I put up 2 bookcases and used the Alt key to get them super close. My original plan with this was to put a pillar in the corner to make it look like a connected bookcase, but that didn't work out at all. If you have a way to do that, please leave a comment below and I'll give it a shot on my next build. This more or less completes the living room, so next we move on to the powder room. The powder room was super quick. I wanted a blue and black color scheme, so I put the black and white toilet with a standalone sink, my favorite black stone floor, tile backsplash, and added cute little artwork on the walls. Then I added a carpet and we're all done. For the piano room, I wanted a stage and a sitting area, plus a fireplace and bookcase for a reading area. The first step in this room was setting up the stage. I wanted to have the stairs go to the left and the right from the middle, but that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I put the piano on the platform by using the 0 and 9 command, and then messed around with the stairs until I was happy with them. Then I decided to expand the room a bit for a seating area with a place to watch piano performances. I added 2 windows behind the stage to let in more light and so the piano could be seen and heard throughout the house. Next, I put in a small window to add some natural light and added a fireplace for ambiance. I like the look of symmetrical bookcases around a fireplace, so I put some in here. Now we move over to the seating corner and add a custom content sectional sofa and carpet. After that, we add 2 comfy chairs in front of the fireplace. Next, we add tables and lights. I wanted a warm, cozy feel for this room, so I went for lots of reds and browns and warm colors. I also felt like a more classical feel was appropriate, so I hung fancy paintings on the walls and added some plants around the room. I love the room divider with candles in it because it visually separates the room without actually blocking it, so I put that in here. Then we finalize the clutter and finish up the room. For the last room for this video, we'll work on the sunroom. The whole idea of this room is to let in as much light as possible. I also wanted a wide variety of plants to fill the space. This is a sitting space, so I put in 2 wicker couches. I love succulents, so I put these 2 hangers on either side of the door. I also loved the minimal base on the bamboo plants, so I put them in front of the windows. Next, I wanted a vine wall, so I added that along the back of the room. Then we add a couple more bamboo pots in the corners. And one of my favorite things is putting a plant down, then putting a pot or vase over it so it looks like it's coming out of the vase. After that, we add a side table and some hanging baskets. And I thought I wanted flowers in the middle, but it turns out I wanted something with a little more structure in the end. Finally, we add some string lights for some mood lighting, and we're done. Thank you for watching, and join me on the next video for more rooms from this build. I also do these builds live on Twitch if you want to come stop by and watch them there as well. Thank you again, and comment any ideas you have for me to incorporate into future builds.